CFR Network, CFR News. Pardon self. Nasty beating. Shocking moment. Polish man is savagely attacked after asking for simple directions in the city of London. We saw the video. The Gregorian year of 2022. This is the horrifying moment. A Polish man is savagely attacked after asking a stranger for directions in London. Kamil Sobala had stepped off the bus at Victoria coach stations just minutes before he was beaten unconscious and then woke up in the hospital. Now in that part of London Victoria, doesn't say where he was coming from, but he's clearly not from London. If you haven't been to London before, especially getting off at Euston, Victoria, train station or bus station, if you want directions, you're better off asking a member of staff at the coach station or a train station. Trying to ask a member of public in London directions, you're not going to get very far. Let's just put it that way. And look at the injuries this poor you suffered. These guys are in suits, right? Yeah, these ain't little teenagers or youngsters part of a gang that's set upon a migrant immigrants, you know, someone clearly not from the place of England. This is shocking to say the least in regards to number one, it being captured on camera. The faces have been blurred out. Will they be captured is the question. It's horrific. I mean, I would imagine, according to the story, the 31-year-old who has lived in London before and was returning to live in the UK on the day of the assaults. Again, news article was pretty vague. Punters at the pub in the posh Westminster captured the battering on their mobile phones. I was going to meet some friends and went past the pub and asked for directions because my phone was dead. I didn't know where to go and charge my phone and where the underground station was. Pretty innocent, you know, minding his own business. He's looking for his friends and stuff. Mobile phone's dead. That's a no-no. But things happen with this modern technology and the old smartphones, etc. But did he deserve to be savagely beaten for asking for simple directions? I asked them for some help to find the station. Instead, they, other than just saying sorry, I can't help you, they swore at me and then asked me where I was from. I said Poland, and you can see a man in a grey suit in the, in essence, full mounted positions, raining blows down on this poor gentleman from Poland. The victim awoke in the hospital hours later, and no one deserves that kind of stuff. You wouldn't see that kind of behavior if someone stepped off New Street train station, came off Digbus train station, coach station even, and asked someone for directions. They're going to say to them, where you from, and then start to attack them. No. And especially quote unquote civilized business working people. in suits and stuff. It just says it all. Look at this. You took a pounding for just asking for directions. My theory is that these people are not going to be caught or apprehended because, I mean, it was clearly, as per the article, captured on multiple different phones. There's no details in regards to did anyone try to assist? Did anybody call the police? Where was the police in this posh Westminster area while this assault took place? Is this a culmination of the erosion of social services and the police? Lack of presence? Craziness. As we segue through to something we have all been seeing and noticing on the daily shops and all that stuff, UK inflation rises to a 40-year high, 9.1%. As the cost of living crisis deepens, utilities, we're having, I think, within a year or just over a year period, just in utility bills, there's 3 increases, and the next one is due in October. Last one being, I think, was the end of March or something like that, or start of April. This is, for some, very concerning, very difficult times. The cost of living has risen exceedingly more than the sun. The sun, naturally, it's unbearable. For others who are in other positions, this is so part of the game. And for other folk, the only means of survival in this year crisis, maybe, employment wise, would be illegal activities. People are turning to all kind of stuff. Look at the degradation of society to the point where during lockdown and coming out of this lockdown, zombie apocalypse foolishness, we've got all this OnlyFans stuff, man. We've got women and young women, mature women, grandmothers, all kind of different people now utilizing this OnlyFans stuff. Everyone's turning to multiple different revenue streams, some clearly on the opposite ends. Some people are converting rooms and lofts into grow-ups and all that there because utilities are going up. Let's not even talk about petrol and diesel, or the gas prices, as other folk might call it. We pay by the liter, and that it's depending on where you live, we're coming close to £2 per liter. Real tricky. You're trying to buy normal produce in the stores. I mean, look, this illustration, this picture, isn't necessarily a true reflection when you go into the store. Maybe for some of these cereal stuff, but the shelves are not as full as they once were. The products, which were usually always there, you can't get them anymore. And they're talking about Brexit and the zombie apocalypse having an effect on it and all kind of stuff. Now we got this inflation thing going on. We're going to see a lot more suicides, unfortunately. Food banks. How much more people are utilizing food banks and stuff, which is something was never even a thing 15, 20 years ago. Food bank for people who are working, but yet still can't maintain a basic standard of living and have nutrition without having to go to a place with a letter to say that they are broke and need help. Like, why are we paying taxes for? Why are we paying national insurance and all this other foolishness? 20% tax, this, getting taxed twice at the fuel pumps. And we're seeing a broken infrastructure, disgusting roads. Like, well, what's going on? Is this a design collapse of, number one, the economy and society? Very, very interesting times. Suggestion and solution is start looking at ways to live within your means. For decisions, them who are getting their nails done all the damn time. Maybe you might want to hold it down a little some on that. So whatever the hell that shit, it must cost like 20, 30 pound a time. Switch up some brands, maybe, reduce the parties and all that shit motherfuckers are going to. So it's time to tighten up the belt of sorts for some folk in drastic ways. Others, it's just, let's look at the outgoings, let's look at the incomings, and let's see ultimately how we can mix this up to make this thing work, you know. But it's tough times ahead. And as I said 2 years ago, and we're kind of seeing it, but we're going to see more of this. All this free money that they were giving out. Here you go, have some of this furlough here, you know, all these free things, free, 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 free. And no one was saying, you know, when does this get paid back? Who pays this back? Free vaccinations for, and that costs money though, right? And we've had a decline in industry because everyone's been at home, etc. Like, what do we expect? So, live in the moment, plan for the future. It's definitely going to get greater later. Like, comment, subscribe, share, and tell a friend.